Hi there folks, it's Mark Boardman. It is Monday the 8th of February 2016. This is the Forex predictions video, which I'm changing the name to, by the way. I'm going to go back to changing it the Forex forecast, because at the end of each weekly video I just want to give you an individual forecast for the currencies, alright? Whether I think they're going up or whether I think they're going down based on the charts and other things, fundamental sentiment, etc. Just before we go to the charts, which we're going to do in about 3 minutes, let me remind you, if you don't already know, that my next free trading room is on Tuesday the 1st of March 2016. The title of the trading room is the number one reason 90% of traders lose their money. So let me tell you just in the next 2 minutes what this is about. There are lots of reasons why traders lose their money. And by the way, if you Google the 90% fact, you'll find the evidence on the internet. Only 10% of traders consistently make profits. Now, there are many reasons why 90% of the world's retail traders lose all their money. Not part of their money, but all of their money. But I have learned that there is one reason that stands out head and shoulders above the rest. Head and shoulders above the rest. It eclipses all the other reasons put together. Now, there are lots of reasons why, and I've just alluded to this fact, that traders fail. One of the reasons is that many traders gamble. It's not the number one reason. So these are some reasons why traders fail, but not the main one. They aim too high, mainly because of the expectations set within the industry itself, actually. Rather than greed. It's more to do with the sales and marketing techniques of the companies involved in the trading industry. But nevertheless, a lot of traders aim too high. I talk about under and over trading in my trading rooms a lot. A lot of traders are trying to get the perfect trade and don't want to pull the trigger until it's perfect, and they undertrade. Other traders are too trigger happy and overtrade. They certainly contribute to the reason why people fail, but not the number one. They're not the number one reason. Trading without a stop loss is fatal, but it's not the number one reason. Not having enough knowledge or skill is a reason why people fail, but it isn't the number one, believe it or not. Using the wrong strategies to suit either a lifestyle or a personality is also pretty damaging, but not the number one reason. Pulling out of trades too early, staying in trades too long. I bet everybody listening to this now has done one of those two things, or probably both. So these are all solid reasons why 90% of retail traders fail, lose all their money. None of them are the number one reason. There are lots of them, and I'm going to go through those and quite a few others actually that you'll recognize, hopefully. Some that you won't as well. Some hidden, dangerous reasons why traders lose money. However, in 3 years of running my trading rooms, it's become clear about this main thing that basically doesn't happen. So it's something that, it's not something that does happen, it's something that doesn't happen. And I believe it will surprise you. In fact, in the trading room, for those that attend live, you don't have to attend live to get the video, but for those that attend live, I'm going to ask for people to guess what the number one reason is, what they believe the number one reason is. Now, some of my trading room subscribers might know, so they won't be allowed to, they won't qualify for the competition. Alright? If anybody that is not currently a subscriber guesses it correctly, I'll give them free access to my trading rooms for 3 months. I'm that confident that it will not be guessed. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so everyone that registers can join me live. That's Tuesday the 1st of March. Or later on that evening, I send the video out. So you get it anyway, as long as you register. So, if you're on my website watching this video now, you just have to fill the box in on the right. If you're not on my website right now, it is Forex Trader Mark. You can see that at the bottom, make a note of it, or just Google my name, Mark Boardman, or Forex Trader Mark, you'll find my website. You could be watching this on YouTube. If you are, there'll be a link at the bottom right hand corner. Click on that, it will take you to the website. If you're watching on Facebook, wait till the end of this video, and as it finishes, a link will come up that takes you to my website. So top right hand corner, you'll see the box, email in there. That reroutes you to a page where you register for the trading room, and that's what it's called. The number one reason that 90% of traders lose their money. So if you're curious to know what it is, then try and attend live. If you can't attend live because you've got a day job, that's fine. Register and I'll get the video to you. There it is on the 1st of March. Let's go and look at the charts. Now, big surprise last week in terms of the collapse of the dollar. Wasn't expected to pull back certainly that far by pretty much all the analysts. However, isn't it interesting here that it was supported? So I'm expecting a rebound in the dollar, subject, well, certainly today, Tuesday, and then will depend on what Yellen says on Wednesday as to whether that rebound is sustained, I think. Okay, so my first forecast basically is that the dollar will pull back this week, so that should offer potentially some dollar longs. I think there are better longs, by the way, than the dollar. You'll see as we go through. Euro dollar, difficult to trade this week. I think the dollar will pull back. I think the euro will continue to strengthen. So actually, if you're trading the euro dollar, you're trading potentially strength against strength, which makes it difficult to put the mathematics on your side. Cable is next in this chart. I think that will continue down, but I think we're going to see more selling off of the British pound. Dollar Swiss is interesting. I want to see this rebound, but the Swiss is pushing back again and starting to get back in with parity with the euro, which I didn't really want to happen, but it has. The euro did break out. You'll see when we get to the euro Swiss chart. But I think it's unlikely. In fact, I will put my neck on the block here and forecast that the dollar Swiss will not close below 97.85. So check that next week, see if I was right. Now, yen. We're in a risk-off situation at the moment, and it's fair to say that the risk-on, risk-off can change day to day, so you can get caught out with this. But the overall mood is risk-off right now, so I think long yen is my forecast for this week. All right, I think we're going to get some good long yen opportunities. Always remember, folks, that timing is a skill, and whilst it's not the number one reason that traders fail, because I'll talk to you about that on the 1st of March, it's up there, it's in the top few, getting the wrong timing. So just because I'm predicting stronger yen this week, don't just jump on the yen. Wait for the right candle patterns, wait for the support and resistance signals, and that will give you a better chance of success. Now, the reason I've got a red line on this dollar yen chart is that it's at weekly lows here. It hasn't been lower than this for a long time, and it has created a new low. It could mean that the dollar yen pushes back up here, but that doesn't mean the yen isn't longable against other currencies. We've also got the dollar CAD here pulling back now, and it's found really quite strong support down here at 38.30. All right, so tough call at the moment with the CAD, with it being so volatile due to oil prices. But I don't think that dollar CAD, I forecast that the dollar CAD will stay above that line there, that red line at 38.30. So if you're watching this for the first time, by the way, I'm going to be putting a little signature under my emails from now on saying surrender to the mathematics. That's going to be my new little strap line, because I believe very strongly and passionately that the best chance of success in certainly Forex trading is to play a mathematical game. Put the odds in your favour. Just look to be right a bit more than you're wrong. You don't have to be right 8 or even 7 times out of 10 to be very successful at trading. So when I make my forecasts, all I ask that you do is check each week what I'm saying, And note how often I'm right versus wrong. I will be wrong a lot, but I will be right more times than I'm wrong, and that's all you need in Forex to give yourself the edge. So I'm forecasting here that it won't close below 38.30. I think the commodity currencies might get a bit of a bashing this week. But against the yen probably. I am pro dollar. Have been for a long time. I haven't shorted the dollar for a very long time. I don't jump on the bandwagon when I see the dollar being sold, because fundamentally it's a strong currency. It's the world reserve currency. Yes, there's disappointment that the Fed might not hike the rates as much this year, but I don't see the dollar collapsing anytime soon. I would prefer to wait for dollar support and wait for pullbacks in dollar. We've had some sentiment recently with the Aussie, with the Kiwi. So I think the Aussie and the Kiwi are potential sells against the yen this week. Not sure about the dollar. We'll have to wait. I think we need to rely on some technicals with the Kiwi and the Aussie this week. Now, I wouldn't be shorting the euro because the euro's strong at the moment, and the euro yen's going right into a 200 daily moving average. So actually, I'm going to forecast that the euro's going to strengthen. So far on my radar, I've got potential dollar pullback, euro strength, yen strength, British pound weakness. I still think that CAD yen has got room to go down as well. So pretty much everything apart from the dollar and the euro and the Swiss. So all the others, so that'll be pound, CAD, Aussie, Kiwi, all shortable against the yen this week. So there's your red candles going down. That's an interesting one, the pound yen. It is hitting quite strong previous support here. So technically need to watch out for that. But the Aussie yen and Kiwi yen, which we'll look at next. Aussie yen there. I'm forecasting that'll go down, keep going down. Same with the Kiwi yen. Swiss yen and Euro yen I would not short this week. So I'm looking to short the pound yen, Aussie yen, Kiwi yen, CAD yen. The good thing about the risk on, risk off situations, you tend to find out pretty early in the morning whether the market is risk on or risk off. If suddenly the market is risk on, leave the yen alone. If it's off, then the yen's in play. Euro pound, I'm expecting to continue up. Euro CAD, depends on oil again, difficult to trade at the moment, the CAD, but there's some decent technical setups. So basically I'm predicting stronger euro this week. Euro Swiss, disappointment here in that it's pulled back. Great breakout, fantastic breakout here, but it's pulled back a bit. That's not disappointing in the sense because I rarely ever trade the Euro Swiss itself, but I was hoping to see the Swiss National Bank intervene and just weaken the Swiss quite strongly. It's not happened yet. I'm pretty sure it will this year, but not quite yet. So for the time being, short Swisses are off the table, and Euro longs are on the table. Now, what I find interesting with the Aussie and the Kiwi is these Euro charts, because they're approaching quite strong resistance here. Euro Kiwi there. So technically we need to watch the Aussie and the Kiwi this week, I think, for potential rebounds off very strong horizontal support and resistance. With the exception of the yen, where I think if we're in a risk off situation, I think we've got 4 currencies we can short there. So there's a Euro Aussie, expect that to continue up. Pound Swiss I would expect to see down, so further weakness in the pound against the Swiss. I wouldn't really want to say anything about the pound Aussie today because it's probably going to end up down here. Actually, it's probably going to end up at 0170 before it probably will stop, I think, here. But since I'm predicting weaker pound, weaker Aussie, weaker Kiwi, these weak versus weak charts are only useful not necessarily to trade, but to check which of them are the best to trade, if that makes sense. So Of course, if we suddenly find a rebound in the Aussie and the Kiwi, incidentally, that's worth noting. If we get a big rebound in the Aussie and the Kiwi and the pound remains weak, these charts may come into play, but that's only if we get a rebound in the Aussie and the Kiwi. At the first point, I'd be looking to short the pound against the euro, against the yen, against the dollar. And only if the Aussie and the Kiwi rally would we then look to short the pound against the Aussie and the Kiwi. In terms of the Aussie and the Kiwi, by the way, I think the Aussie will get supported here. So I'm predicting or forecasting it will not close below 0644 here. Kiwi Swiss, I'm expecting to go down. Aussie Swiss, forecasting down. CAD Swiss, probably down. Probably down. And then Kiwi CAD and Aussie CAD, I would leave alone in terms of trades. Again, unless we get a big rebound in the Aussie and the Kiwi. Oil, thought it was pulling back and then collapsed again. It's fat. It's got very strong support here. Some analysts are saying it will eventually push back up, and it will. No one knows when. So even the professional guys getting paid a fortune disagree on this. So we'll just have to wait and see with that one. I think I'm not going to predict the oil price. I'm not a commodities trader. So there you go, folks. My forecast is strong yen this week, providing we're in risk off. Check the internet. Check what people are saying. If they're saying it's risk off, nice yen opportunities. For the time being, and until the market proves otherwise, I think we're going to see a continued buying of the euro. The Swiss is now catching the euro up. It's dragging it with it. So stronger Swiss this week. Weaker pound. Hopefully continued weaker CAD, especially against the yen. And for the time being, I'll forecast weaker Aussie and Kiwi and a dollar pulling back. Okay, so hope that was useful. I'm going to keep these videos a bit shorter from now on and just cut to the chase, because in between now and Friday evening there are going to be multiple intraday movements. There's going to be news events, some of which will hit forecasts, some will exceed them, some will be surprising in both directions. So you get some positive surprising news, some negative surprising news, and it happens every week. But if you stick on the principle that you only need to be right a little bit more than you're wrong, and instead of getting greedy and trying to get all your trades as winners, which will ultimately end in failure, then the best thing to do most of the time, not all, most of the time, is play the momentum trade. So look for opportunities this week with longer euro, longer yen, longer Swiss, possibly dollar as well, and then short pound, short Aussie, CAD and Kiwi. I guarantee that by the end of the week I'll be wrong on at least 2 of those, but that doesn't matter as long as I'm right on more of them than I'm wrong on the others. So that's possibly the most important thing I ever say, really. It's about playing a game of probabilities. So if you're not a subscriber of mine, I hope these little snippets help you out somehow in your trading. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back next week. Don't forget, free trading room Tuesday, not Monday this time, Tuesday the 1st of March. I'll be revealing that #1 reason why 90% of traders lose money. You need to register on the website if you want to be part of that. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye for now.